So let's talk about a simple but really powerful idea that could completely change how you see your own potential. It's not about those big, flashy gestures or waiting for some lightning bolt of motivation to strike. Nope. Instead, we're going to find power in something much, much quieter: the steady, patient rhythm of a stonecutter.
Does this sound familiar? You start the week with this incredible burst of energy, right? You're going to wake up at 5 a.m., you're going to run a marathon, and you're going to learn a new language, all at the same time. But a few days later, poof, the flame is just gone. We're going to look at exactly how to break that painful cycle for good.
And here's the core idea. We've all been taught to chase motivation. But think about it. Motivation is like a storm. It's loud, it's dramatic, and it disappears just as fast as it showed up. Consistency, though, that's totally different. It's a quiet, steady rhythm. It's the beat that, over time, can literally move mountains. Okay, let's start by digging into the trap of motivation. There's a reason we love the idea of a big start. Planning something huge actually gives us a little hit of dopamine. It feels good to just imagine the result. But this all-or-nothing approach, it's often the very thing that keeps us stuck.
Let me introduce you to Arun. His story might feel, well, pretty familiar. Every single night, he'd fill these notebooks with these huge, beautiful promises for the next day. But when that morning alarm finally rang, the bed was just too warm, his mind would flood with excuses, and in the end, nothing changed. And this right here, this is the real cost of that cycle. It isn't just about a missed workout or an unread book. It's this deep, emotional weight that we carry around when we fail to meet those crazy high expectations. It feels like we're letting ourselves down again and again and again.
So, I want you to just pause and ask yourself this. When you set a goal, are you trying to move the entire mountain in one single day, or are you just looking for the very first stone you can pick up? Because that shift in perspective, it's everything.
Which brings us to the heart of this whole thing, the stonecutter's rhythm. This is a completely different way to think about progress, and it's inspired by the quiet, methodical work of a true craftsman.
So what is the stonecutter's rhythm? It's really simple. It's all about applying these small, consistent efforts every single day. Now, what's so interesting here is that the stonecutter isn't looking for a result after each hit. He's focused on the rhythm. He's building persistence.
Just imagine him for a second. He's standing in front of this massive boulder. He strikes it once, 10 times. He strikes it 100 times. Now, to anyone watching, this looks completely useless. There isn't a single visible crack on the surface. It looks like absolutely nothing is happening. And this right here, this is the crucial moment. It's the point where most of us give up, because the effort feels invisible. But this is also where the real magic is happening, deep inside the stone, where nobody can see it yet. And then, on the 101st blow, with a sound like thunder, the stone splits cleanly in two. It's this sudden, dramatic result that seems to have come out of absolutely nowhere. But of course, we know it didn't. And this just perfectly illustrates the lesson here, doesn't it? It wasn't that final hit that did the work. It was the accumulation of every single strike that came before it, all those quiet, seemingly insignificant efforts that were weakening the stone from the inside out. Okay, so that's a great story, but how do we actually become the stonecutter in our own lives? Let's get practical. Here's a real plan for finding that rhythm and just aiming to get 1% better every day. The fundamental shift is this: stop making huge plans when you're tired at night. Instead, start keeping tiny little promises to yourself in the morning. For Arun, that promise was simply to sit up when the alarm went off. That's it. A tiny victory, sure, but it was a victory he could count on. So here is your toolkit. First, we have the tiny strike rule. Pick a habit that is so small you literally cannot fail. Read one page, walk to the end of the street. This builds proof that you can rely on yourself. Second, the sunrise advantage. Do it first thing in the morning, before the world gets loud and starts throwing excuses at you. And finally, the no guilt restart. Look, you're gonna miss a day. It happens. Don't waste your energy on guilt. Just show up and strike the stone again tomorrow. Simple as that. All right, finally, to make all of this stick, we need to reframe one last idea: the concept of discipline itself. We usually think of it as something harsh and punishing, but the stonecutter teaches us it could be something else entirely. Instead of a forceful storm that you have to brace against,
I want you to think of this new kind of discipline as the morning light. It's not loud, it's not demanding, it just shows up gently and reliably every single day, and it illuminates the path forward for you. So this is your new mindset. You are not a failure for struggling. You are a student who's learning a new rhythm. Remember that real progress happens in the quiet repetition of your effort. So stop waiting around for motivation to strike. Start asking a much, much more powerful question. Will I show up? Because in the end, that's what it all comes down to, right? When the alarm rings tomorrow morning and the world is still quiet, before all those excuses have a chance to wake up, will you keep that one small promise? Will you show up for yourself?
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.